And this is Kentucky Hot Brown Boys.
Hello and good evening. My name is Jerry Saylor, and I'm not going to scream this episode. Yeah, Stevie asked me to not scream really loud into the mic when the music quit. I know, it's crazy.
It's just because the mics are really loud today.
Are the mics always loud, though?
I mean, yeah, but not usually this loud.
How, are they louder than normal?
Sounds like it.
I never adjusted any levels or anything, so...
Hey, can everybody hear us? Well,
yeah.
Last week we had an issue, didn't we?
That's true, yeah, that's very true. So, I am Jerry Saylor. This is your Kentucky Hot Brown Boys podcast coming to you live on the YouTube. Once again, sorry about not being able to listen to just the audio, but you know what? Fuck it, it's whatever. We actually had a little meeting here before we started, and we're looking into getting the audio back up, hopefully in the next couple weeks or so. But we already got a comment here. Looks like your wife and your mother.
Ooh.
So that sounds like Stevie needs to start her own podcast instead of being a bossy pants. Ooh.
Bossy pants.
Damn.
Ask a guy not to scream in the basement, and all of a sudden,
It's his basement.
Hey, that's
It's true.
That's the way it works, I guess, sometimes. I don't know. But hey, we got another comment there. Your buddy John, he tuned in. Thanks again for tuning in, John.
What's up, John?
Yeah.
Mandy and John.
So, like I said, I'm Jerry Saylor. That is
Sir
Stevie.
Mix-a-Lot fan, 420.
And, of course, we have Justin also on the mic.
Word up.
Digging the new haircut, man.
Yeah.
It's looking good. It's looking very neo-Nazi-ish, really, yeah.
Really?
That's
That's not what I was going for, but...
Oh, it
no,
wasn't?
thanks. No.
Because I was thinking about shaving mine and like going to like a rally or something with you.
No.
Oh, I was just trying to be supportive, man, you know. But okay.
I am not a Nazi.
That's exactly what a Nazi would say.
No, it's
no,
not.
they wouldn't.
Nazis are proud.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you're like a closet Nazi, that's
Yeah.
something you would say.
Yeah, the thinning, finally, I was like, you know what? This isn't worth it. Let's try with no hair.
Yeah. I mean, it looks
like
good
it.
on you.
Yeah, it feels good.
It fits you, you know.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, are you going to go like slick bald? You going to like start shaving it like down to the scalp?
We got pretty close, but that seems like a pain in the ass to keep up.
It is. Back when I used to do that, it's like you shave it and you're like, yeah, it's nice and smooth, and then like you kind of get like the 5 o'clock shadow thing rocking, and then like you run your hand over and you're like, fuck, this is like worse than sandpaper. It's bad. And then, you know, just the act of shaving it's kind of a fucking pain in the ass because like,
Right.
you could miss a spot and then you're sitting there and you're like going every fucking which direction trying to figure out which way the follicles are growing. It's crazy.
Yeah, luckily I don't have those like neck folds. So if I did need to shave it, I think I could do it.
Yeah.
You see those guys, they got the big neck fold.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really weird. Where does that come from?
I don't know. I got one of them too, so why don't you
do?
shut the fuck up?
You got a butt crack on your neck?
I wouldn't say it's like a sideways butt crack kind of.
Let me see it.
It's more like not really the neck. It's more like middle of my head back here.
Oh,
See,
weird.
like when I go like that, see, you got the
Oh,
see?
yeah, you got that.
Yeah. Thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah.
Thanks for pointing out how bad that sucks.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It happens. It's okay. I'm not offended by it. or anything.
Butt
It's
neck.
okay. That could be my new nickname.
Butt neck.
That's gonna be my new screen name.
It's like a
when I join on
redneck.
something. Yeah.
butt neck.
Butt neck 69 420.
Butt neck 69.
I dig it.
All right.
So you had the idea of time travel.
Yeah, it kind of.
Wait, I'm trying to remember who actually thought it up. So I know we were talking about it on
John Lavelle there. He's on there now. He brought it up with the we had the Pentagon putting together a report about UFOs, and he said, "Oh, it could be time travelers."
Oh yeah.
Was it time traveling vacationers or something?
Yeah.
And yeah, so
I remember you told me that, and then I guess that's how we got started talking about time travel and stuff.
yeah, he was
See,
saying.
I don't believe that theory because who would want to travel? Okay, I bet some weirdos are like, I want to see the Great Plague of 2020, you know. So
Yeah,
never
right.
mind, retracted.
Well, there's like a lot of like conspiracy theories out there where people are like, well, look at this guy in this picture right here. Like, you know, he's not dressed for the times. You know, he's wearing like a fucking, you know, a hoodie or some shit. And it's just like, like he does kind of stick out. You know what picture I'm talking about? Where it's just like some dude with like looks like he's holding like a camera and like he's got like sunglasses and shit on.
Yeah.
You know what picture I'm talking about?
No. But
see, I've
get
looked
what
into
you're
like
saying.
I've looked into like time travel conspiracy theories and
Yeah.
stuff. And then there was one where there was like a Mike Tyson fight from like '99 or something, where it looks like somebody's holding up an iPhone.
Yeah.
It's like they didn't have iPhones back then. There's a lot of different things. And I think there's even one like with the JFK assassination. Like there's somebody that looks out of place or something.
Did you ever hear Stephen Hawking? He like had a party for time travelers.
No,
He,
nobody showed up.
Well, he didn't tell anybody about it beforehand.
He figured that,
And then, so he had the party all set up and ready to go. And then after the party, he told everyone about it. So that
they
if
could
the
go
time,
back.
Yeah. The time travelers would have went back and, you know, joined the party.
That's smart. Really.
But there weren't any. Either he's just not a good partier or
he just didn't.
or time travel doesn't exist.
I don't know. Does it really matter when it exists? Like it's not technically it hasn't been invented yet.
What's that? Time travel?
Yeah, but does it really matter when it's invented? It'd be kind of irrelevant, wouldn't it?
Right, that was the point. So
Yeah.
the time travelers in the future would give back to Stephen Hawking's party,
Right.
and they, you know, it would have just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
weird.
So when we were talking on, it was Monday, right? Yeah, it was Monday. You don't think it's possible, do you?
No, I don't.
Because
Well, there's too much bullshit. Like, there's too many paradoxes. Like,
yeah, there's a lot of paradoxes,
and I don't buy into the many worlds shit either.
like the parallel universes and shit.
yeah, I don't buy into
The
that.
the skewed timelines or whatever.
Yeah, I don't buy into that. There's like, I don't like the idea that there's multiple universes, you know, just from one,
You-
know, change from here to there. Like,
Right.
if I make a decision, supposedly, like, it splits,
Yeah.
and then now we've got two universes, and then
There's
infinite.
like unlimited options,
yeah,
infinite options, I guess is the
I
problem.
mean, there's a lot of physicists that are backing that kind of shit, but I just don't buy it.
Well, see, they've been doing. No, I don't know. I'm not prepared. I didn't come with like a list of notes or anything. But isn't there? There have been experiments, I do believe, where they're talking about like it's like quantum data or something, where they've got data at one point and they're going to send it to another point, and then it's like milliseconds before they send it, it shows up at the other side or something.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Well, that was that article where they were talking about some weird experiment,
Right.
and they were trying to say, what was it? Would time travel be more like Back to the Future, like where you go back and you can basically kill yourself by getting your mom, sleeping with your mom, like, you know?
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, and then your dad doesn't get laid.
I feel like there's
True.
better ways to kill yourself, but go
Yeah.
off, I
Yeah.
guess.
Marty McFly, man.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, that would be like the best way to do it. I would think. Just make yourself not exist in the first place.
But what
Yeah.
the researchers found was it was more like the Avengers, is what they said. Like, you know, they went back in time to get the Infinity Stones,
Yeah.
and then they brought their people back to life. But time kind of like corrected itself in order to keep the timeline the same.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't completely understand what they were doing on that one.
Yeah, I liked all the Avengers movies and all that, but I think their time travel theory, I guess you could say, or how they portrayed it in the film, I think it was a little off. I think something would have had to have changed, because their whole thing was kind of like it was Bill and Ted-ish in a way. They're like, we're going to go back and get them, but we're going to go back again in the future
Yeah,
to take them all back, so nothing's changed.
that is weird.
You know, because like if you remember, like in Bill and Ted, they were all like, "Oh, we gotta," I forget what it was, but he was like, "Maybe I can just tell myself in the future to do this or
Yeah.
something," and then like, you know, the fucking recording starts playing or whatever, and his dad's all confused and then they're like, oh, it worked, and I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I took it in the whole Avengers thing. I like the Back to the Future theory, but there's a lot of things that that just don't add up. Like in are you familiar with Back to the Future? Before I go into this, okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you're probably not because you don't.
I
watch
was
any
born in
movies.
the '80s, man.
Okay, so in Back to the Future 2, when they're going to Marty's house to get Jennifer, and old Biff takes the time machine back to give himself the book, and then he comes back to the same time, but he's already went back and changed the past by giving himself the book. So, and then later in the other movies, or even in the first movie, they go back, they change the time, they change what happens, and then they go back and everything's different.
Yeah.
But when old Biff does it, he comes back and it's like he's in the same timeline.
Oh.
See what I'm saying?
So that was a plot.
Like a plot hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he comes back and because they obviously have to get the DeLorean back to Marty and Doc so they can, go back to their time or whatever. But then when he brings it back, there's actually a deleted scene where once he gets out of the car, he fades away.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they didn't leave that in for whatever reason. I think they should have left it in.
Right.
But even then, based on the first movie and in the second movie, he would have went back to the future and it would have been totally different.
Should have been. Yeah.
Should have been, yeah.
Yeah. That's.
So,
I think.
I don't know.
I think Back to the Future was the naive time traveler. I think
Yeah.
movies nowadays are getting way more complex.
Yeah.
Like they're really trying with this time travel, and the multi worlds and all that shit.
I think
Did you see Tenet?
I did see Tenet.
That was a weird fucking time travel movie.
It was weird.
Did you see it?
No.
No.
Stevie doesn't watch movies, man. You should
don't-
know this.
Man, what?
I
Yeah.
don't watch movies.
All right.
Yeah. She's not down with the flicks.
Just don't look down on me for watching movies.
Oh, I do.
Oh,
Yeah. She's bitched about
That
you
hurts.
watching movies before.
yeah.
She's
Like all he does is watch movies.
pretty much, yeah. It was kind of sad. I almost cried when she was bitching about it.
But anyway,
She was so heartfelt.
Tenet of a time travel movie.
I will-
was really fucking weird.
I will say it was weird, but I
So-
think they did it right because in the present time when they're doing it,
Yeah.
people are already coming back from the future and they're interacting with them,
Right. which is-
in the past.
yeah, and
then
they
yeah,
have-
go ahead.
they have to actually take time going in reverse. I think
Yeah.
it was okay, they go through this turnstile, and then once they go through the turnstile, they're actually going in reverse
Yeah.
entropy. So causality is inverted and shit.
Right.
It's really weird. Supposedly, I did look up a little bit on that. It was based on Feynman and Wheeler's interpretation of how positrons and electrons work.
Okay.
That was a mouthful. But
That's what she said.
it was selective reversal of entropy. So as a result, they had to take their own air with them because
Oh yeah, because they can't breathe. Yeah.
they can't breathe the forward motion air, but they could breathe the reverse motion air.
Right.
I don't think I liked it.
Tenet.
Mm-mm.
It was kind of one of those movies where I watched it
It seemed forced.
and then I was just kind of I don't really know if I like this or not. It's weird. Oh damn, we're
Let's see.
blowing up here.
Yeah,
Day
yeah.
Crusader, Daggum.
Dan Crusader says the math works for time travel, but the energy needed almost exceeds all of the known energy in the universe. Something like that. Still pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Very true.
I don't like time travel that much.
Remember that movie where the person...
Yes, it's on my list. Predestination? Oh my god, that was I was scarred after that movie.
That's
What movie was
awesome.
this?
Predestination with Ethan Hawke.
I don't think I've even heard of that one.
I don't know many.
It's worth a watch.
Oh,
Really?
is it really?
No.
I
That
came out of
bad?
that movie what the fuck?
Wow.
Look, I'm just gonna spoil it. So, Let's talk about time travel and predestination.
Okay.
All right.
Educate me on this. I'm
Yeah,
curious now.
yeah. So I'm going to spoil the whole movie for you because
I don't care.
The
Spoil it.
reveal at the end is, I mean, it all comes together or whatever. But
The reveal is
anyway,
what makes it not worth it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
So, and you can help me on this.
Mm-hmm.
So, this child was born, happened to be a hermaphrodite.
Hermaphrodite, yeah.
Yeah, had both sex organs that worked.
Okay.
Dropped off at a orphanage and raised there as
Okay.
as a girl.
Okay.
Right. Still had a penis though. And she was a girl, and she ended up meeting this strange man and getting pregnant because they fell in love.
Okay.
And then she had a baby and gave it away to the orphanage.
Okay.
Right.
What is up with your mic? You turn your head like you go soft. I don't know what is up with that.
Yeah.
No, that's even worse.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hello. Hello.
There's a little switch here.
Okay. Switch. Switch.
Supposed to go some way. Fuck.
What are you doing?
Try to flip that little switch right there. I can't get the leverage on it. Now talk.
Hello.
Now turn away a little bit and talk.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
I don't know.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can hear you fine.
All right, then what are you doing?
I don't know.
So she drops
like-
the baby off at the orphanage.
Right.
You like checked out? You were just like. So anyway, she drops the baby off at the orphanage,
Right.
and then she goes through her timeline. Well, she ends up working for this like time traveling agency,
Right.
and she gets in trouble and gets blowed up, and then
Can I take a guess real quick?
sure,
The baby she had, it was a boy, right?
no,
Oh, it was a girl.
no, it was a hermaphrodite.
It was herself. She gave birth to herself.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway,
I was going
No, it goes
Terminator
de-
thing. You
it
know.
goes deeper, dude.
Okay. All
All
right.
right. So anyway, she gets burned up, right, and fucks up her sex organs.
The mom or the baby?
The mom.
Okay.
So she's going through her timeline. She starts working. She gets in an explosion, burns her shit up, her cooter. And they're like, oh, you still got a penis. So we'll get rid of the cooter. You can keep the penis. And then she started having, or he at this point, went through like surgeries to fix the explosion or burn.
He went back and impregnated
He
himself.
went back and impregnated himself. And then the whole timeline started again. And he killed himself, too. Because, like, he got
Wow.
all crazy.
He was the guy who like introduced him to time travel. There's some dude who like introduces him to time travel, which is why he goes back. That turns out to be him, and the person who murders that guy is also himself.
Wow.
It was trippy.
Yeah, so, like, they took the paradox and
Now,
said,
see,
okay,
you
we're-
guys made it sound like it was shit. This sounds pretty interesting. No? Not good at all?
it felt traumatizing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like, because
Cooter. Yes, Cooter, Mandy.
they were really in love with themselves. It was very all last second. By the way, here's a bombshell.
Yeah.
And then,
So, like, it's like the very end, you get hit with the bombshell, and there's nothing after that.
Right.
yeah,
Oh, that's shitty.
you realize that she banged herself, was her own parents, was her own child, also murdered herself in the future.
Yeah, so, like, it
How is
was
that? How is that even possible?
it's not, man. It's a closed loop, right?
It really
Completely
is. Yeah.
closed, like, what purpose does that serve? So basically, I think the movie people, like, the guys who wrote the shit were just like, hey, there's a paradox. Let's just go with the paradox. Fuck all the other plausible shit.
Yeah.
And then they were like, how can we mind fuck these people?
Did this come out before or after? What was it? That Leonardo DiCaprio movie?
Inception?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't remember.
After, I think.
After. I'll say that's probably why they did it like that. Then they were like, "Well, Inception mind fucked the hell out of people. Let's mind fuck them with both sex organs and send them back in time."
Okay, so I hated Predestination. I didn't really like Tenet. Let's talk about one I really do like.
Tenet here because Dan Crusader asked if it's worth a watch. I mean, would
No.
you watch it again?
Yeah, I guess so. It's got action.
I'd probably watch it like one more time just to see if I could pick up on things. Because I like to do that. I like to watch movies and like pick up on little things that I may have missed the first time. I'd probably watch it one more time just because.
Supposedly the
but-
physics is good.
I wouldn't, yeah.
They had like people consulting for the physics and all
Right.
that stuff. I don't like it.
Well, one thing I thought that was, well, now, let's not talk about Tenet anymore.
All right.
We'll let
Yeah,
Dan Crusader
so-
watch it
so-
on his own.
The one that I do like, Interstellar.
Now, that's one I actually haven't seen either.
You haven't seen? Oh my!
I've
God.
heard good things about it. It's the one where it's all like outer spacey, right?
Yeah, it's got Matthew McConaughey.
And
It's
Sandra
one-
Bullock or some shit too.
No, that's
No.
a different movie.
Who is that girl?
I don't know. Stacey Abrams.
I can't remember. Anyway, so the thing I like about Interstellar is that the first method of time travel is only traveling in the future. So like
Right. You can only
This-
travel to the future.
right. So it's
Okay.
still one direction, but it's how fast or slow you can do it.
Okay.
And so where this fits in is Einstein's theory or general relativity says that in a large gravity well, time speeds up for you relative to an outside observer that's not in the same gravity well. So they have a planet that they visited that was close to a black hole,
Mm-hmm.
and while they were on the planet, time went so fast it was like for every 2 hours it was like 20 years or some shit.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh, we got some. Interstellar was great. Yeah. The Dank Crusader. He's
Time traveling movie where the math works out too.
Yep.
Yeah, he's on it.
So yeah, that was the first kind of instance of time travel, and it meets all the same laws of physics that we know, with general relativity and all that. So
Right.
that was spot on. So really, if we got on a spaceship, got close to the speed of light going away, when we got back, the Earth would have seen more years than what we have.
Well, yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense.
So the other part was when he entered a big ass tesseract, and the tesseract is a
Not to be confused with the Avengers movie and all that.
It might be the same one that they're.
Could be the
talking
same Tesseract. Well,
I
no,
don't
because
know.
the Tesseract held one of the Infinity Stones.
about. Oh, maybe
It was might have been the Time Stone. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, so a tesseract is a 4D geometric object, and so the tesseract that he went to, there was an added dimension of time, I think, where he could go through the whole array. He could see all time in his daughter's timeline, and the only thing that could time travel in that case was information. So like
Okay.
he could send back information, but it turned out that time was so rigid that he couldn't change what he did in the past. And
Right.
It wasn't until he said, "Oh, okay, well here I'm going to give my daughter the information about black holes, and then she could save humanity." I like that kind of time travel. Like you can send back information and that's it.
Right.
I guess in a sense you could teleport yourself if you could combine all the information and then send that back, and then somebody on the other side would have to be able to read the information and build your body back, something along those lines. But that's impossible, right?
Teleportation. Yeah.
Well, if you would only be able to teleport backwards as far as when the device was made. Otherwise, nothing would be able to read your information.
That's true. Yeah.
So I like that one.
And that was Interstellar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interstellar, send back information. The 4D Tesseract, that was awesome. Yeah, there's like a whole shit ton. That is a great movie.
I need to watch that. I'll probably watch
It's-
it this weekend.
And like there was some really cool stuff with black holes. They had like a big picture of a black hole.
Did
That
they
was
play
a-
the song "Black Hole Sun" at all throughout the whole movie?
Possibly, I could see that.
If they don't, then I'm not even going to watch. I'm not going to waste my time
Yeah.
because that was the perfect time to use that song in a movie.
You
I
don't
think.
deserve to watch it.
I don't deserve to.
Yeah, making a joke like that, you don't deserve.
Fair
I'm
enough.
cutting off your interstellar privileges.
Fair enough. I won't watch it then,
All right.
or maybe I will. Maybe I'll go into the future and watch it and just send the information back to me.
So, with that in mind, X-Men: Days of Future Past. You've seen that one?
Yeah, that was the one where they sent Logan back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess what that is?
What is that?
Basically, he sent all that girl, whatever her name was. What was it?
The girl who could
Kitty-
hold her hands like
Kitty
this
Pryde.
over his head or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kitty
She basically sent back the information.
That's what yeah. So
Okay.
if you could interpret it that she took all of Logan's current experiences up to that point and sent it back to a future version of the same thing in his brain, right?
Sent it back to a future version.
Or, I'm sorry, back
I'll say
to a
past version. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Younger version.
Right.
Yeah, so in that case, she's controlling information.
Okay.
So she's giving the
But he's able to change the past because it's not just information.
that's where it
It's-
breaks down.
Yeah. It's kind of like he has the information, but he can do things different
Right.
than what
Yeah,
he
and
did
he
before.
acts completely
Yeah,
like
he
he's a
has
different
to.
person, right?
Yeah, he has to act different because that's like the whole premise of the movie. Is like he knows what's going to happen, so he goes and finds everybody and gets them all together and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If they just sent the information back, then it would have all went like at once, all the information.
Yeah.
And then at one point in the movie, when I forget what they're doing, they're somewhere, I can't remember, and like they're being attacked in the future, and she starts to lose the connection. She gets shot or stabbed or some shit, and she's like losing the connection, and like he starts to come out of it in the past. You know what scene I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, what's going on? What's going on?" And then like, she gets it back on, and he's like, "Okay, I'm back." Yeah.
See, that's where it breaks down.
Right.
Once the information's there, how could you remove it?
True.
Yeah.
But is she really sending the information back, or is she sending like his consciousness back?
Yeah, that's a good question. If you believe in consciousness,
That's true.
it kind of gets in this whole time travel thing. Kind of really boils down to free will.
And if we have it or not,
Yeah,
do you think we really have free will?
I'm not convinced.
You don't think we do?
No, I'm not convinced fully that we have free will.
Okay.
I said that on air.
I'm with you, honestly.
Yeah, because
I've read stuff where scientists and shit have done, different tests and shit on the brain or whatnot, and they say, well, technically, before you do something, you don't think you're going to do it, but you actually do,
right.
and that's not really free will.
Would you consider The Matrix a time travel movie?
It's a good question, but I'm going to say no.
Not really.
No. I mean,
Now,
yes, they are sending people. Well, they're not really sending people back. They're more or less.
it's a simulation.
Yeah, the simulation is in a past
different
time,
region, yeah.
so I wouldn't really call that.
Maybe. I don't know. You bring up a good question because, for all intents and purposes, these people believe that they're in the real world.
Right, but they're really not.
True.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say no.
You know what?
Not a time travel movie.
You know what trips me out about
The Matrix.
The Matrix was the original concept was that the humans were put there to be computers for AI.
Yeah,
So they were using the people's brains.
you guys hear that?
Yeah. Are you farting?
No, that's what it sounds like though.
Is it? It's like feedback.
No, I don't know what that was. It was weird.
You were farting, weren't you?
Wasn't me.
And-
I wish I had a fart sound. Surprisingly, I don't.
Anyway,
But-
so the original one, and then the editor came in and said, no. They'll just use the humans as a battery, which is the dumbest thing. Like,
Yeah.
as soon as you think about humans being used as a battery at any point, it's like that's just retarded.
Yeah.
There was an
Yeah.
episode of Adventure Time where they were like exploring the islands where humans lived, and they found this one island where everyone was like hooked up to machines.
Die Hard
And-
is a Christmas movie. Dan Crusader just saying.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
they were like hooked up to machines and like malnourished and stuff, and they'd all been like basically forced onto the internet, right? And that's where they were living their false lives. So they were like, oh, we're gonna free these people, and they like shut down the servers and they let everyone out, and everyone started screaming and crying and like chasing after them because they wanted to get back online so bad.
Right.
It was awesome.
Well, since we're talking about the Matrix and stuff and that whole Adventure Time episode, if we were living in a simulation and we got out just like they did in the Matrix, would you want to live in that world or would you want to be back in the simulation?
Depends what that world's like.
Just like that.
What do you mean?
Just like that world where you're constantly hunted by machines.
I never watched The Matrix.
Oh,
I think I would just have the issue being forced into the simulation. I could see choosing to go into the simulation,
right.
but considering they had forced the people to go into the Matrix to be, taken advantage of.
But if you never got out, you'd never really know that you were in.
Well, that was the question, right? Because you'd have the choice. Would you go back in or would you stay out? Kind of like the bad guy. That's what you were asking. Right?
Yeah. Because he's like, I want to go back in, and he's like, I don't want to remember nothing.
Yeah, no, I would try to get out.
You would want to be out,
Yeah, because it's forced.
right?
But now, on the other hand, if they came up with a simulation, I'd be the first to upload. Fuck it.
You'd
Yeah.
just be like, let's do it, let's
Yeah.
try it. Why not?
I could fly.
It could be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be done.
I mean, if I could take my loved ones with me, then yeah. If I'd have to leave them behind, then I probably wouldn't.
Right. But what if you had the option of like going in and getting back out?
Then yeah, why not?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'd be all for that. I would want to know if like the simulation is it like everybody that's in a simulation, is it the same simulation or is it like your own personal, almost like a dream kind of thing?
Well, you'd want it interactive, right?
Yeah.
Is it like you can't make a computer very smart?
True.
So you could have your own. Maybe you get time away. You like split off and have your
Yeah.
own simulation.
Well, I guess you could do your own simulation because in the Matrix they do like the loading programs and shit where they train and stuff like that. So it would kind of be
Yeah.
like your own private simulation.
There is a book that I've read. It's another Neil Stephenson book. Man, that guy's a genius. Anyway, it's
I think
called
you've talked about
Dodge.
him before, yeah.
It's called Dodge: A Fall from Hell, I think. He talks about uploading his brain. Dodge, the guy, he ends up dying and gets uploaded.
Kind of like, didn't they make a movie about that called like Transcendence?
There's
With Johnny
Upload.
Depp.
There's the comedy show Upload. That's fucking hilarious. You seen that one?
No.
It's on Prime Video, I think.
Huh.
Yeah, me and Mandy binged that shit. It was good. Prometheus is
There's
a Christmas
movie too. Yeah, I was just reading.
Yeah. I remember the
Does that take place over Christmas?
when they wake up, the captain of the ship was putting together a Christmas tree.
I'll accept that.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I like
Yeah.
Prometheus, so it can be a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm due for a rewatch on that one too.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've watched it. Good.
So from last week, John's. So we were talking about the UFO guys, and I had a weird theory that popped into my head after John said something about the time traveler.
Yeah.
So what if? Here we go. You ready? Get the van ready. Take me into the nursing home. So what if back before the Great Flood or whatever, the ice caps melting or whatever.
Right. Back before Noah built the ark.
Yeah, Noah built the ark. What if humans were spacefaring, and what if they knew that the big problem was actually coming, so they got a generation ship, and everyone, the haves, I'm assuming the rich people, got into their ship and went afar, looking for a new habitation.
Right.
And so we rebuilt. A few humans survived. We rebuilt, spread over, and we evolved on our own time. Lost all the original technology. We started from scratch, hunter-gatherer, while the generation ship was going out and had time to perfect their their technology.
Right.
And now they know that Earth has rebounded, and they're checking us back out, scoping the real estate, going to come back
To see if it works.
to see if they can find a place to live on Earth again.
And we're gonna shoot them down.
We're going to fucking
Yeah.
shoot them.
Like, you guys done left us once, bitch.
Yeah,
You ain't coming
yeah.
back.
That's right.
They're
Yeah,
like the
makes sense.
cousin that went to the big city for university, and they come back, and we're the ones who were like, y'all think you fancy folk can just come back now that you got your education?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck them.
For some reason, the whole the bastards from the future took our jobs. Like that was like the same kind of voice I was hearing there, Stevie.
Yeah.
That was good.
Took our jobs.
Yeah. They took our jobs. Back to the pile. But yeah, I mean that could very well be.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it was
my question would be: did they find a new place to live, or they've been living on that fucking ship this whole time?
ooh. I could see that.
Why would they come back if they already
Yeah.
found a place? You know.
Probably living on the ship.
Remember that really messed up movie where it was like Chris Pratt and some other lady where he like got out early and then,
Woke her up.
yeah.
Was like, I love you. Wasn't he being like a creeper?
Yeah.
Too? Like he was like looking over her and he was like, oh, she's beautiful. He's like, wake her up, didn't tell her. They were like just living out their life.
What is this? A movie or TV show or something?
Movie. Basically, his like pod or whatever to go to the new world malfunctioned, and he woke up with like 50 or 80 years or 100 years left to go on the voyage,
Oh wow.
and he was gonna die on the ship. So he like woke up this other lady to keep him company, and basically ruined her
That-
life.
Oh, I think I know what movie you're talking about. I never saw it, but I remember seeing something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would just suck ass, dude.
Yeah, there was no going back either.
Yeah.
Didn't they like cut scene at the end and like they had like basically were Adam and Eve on the generation ship? Like they were Adam and Eve and there was like a bunch of kids running around and shit.
I never watched the movie
Oh.
because it seemed really creepy.
And it was on the ship. And they had all the kids and shit.
Yep, grew a tree in the middle and shit.
If I was that
In the
lady,
middle of a fucking spaceship or a pod or whatever.
Yeah.
How's that even possible? Did they have dirt?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I
Well,
guess-
they were taking everything they needed to start a new colony.
right.
Yeah.
Hopefully they didn't waste all the resources. You know, everybody gets there and they're like, "The fuck happened to all the seeds and shit?" Like, oh well, you know, we grew a tree.
Yeah.
You grew one fucking tree with all those seeds? Yeah, it's the only one that took, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know.
I just couldn't get past the creeper.
yeah,
Yeah.
like if I was that lady, I'd be scared out of my mind, and then I would have murdered him.
Yeah, I would have murdered him. Yeah. Doesn't matter that it's Chris Pratt.
But why would you have murdered him if he's the only other person that's like awake and you're able to talk to?
One, revenge.
Yeah.
Two, he's really creepy,
Right.
Yeah.
and I think he's gonna murder me first.
I don't know.
That's true.
I guess you could always murder him and then, you know, wake up somebody else.
No, I wouldn't do that to
Oh
someone.
yeah, just keep shopping.
Yeah. Just be like, nah, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just gotta lie better.
Yeah.
Men are just awful, so I wouldn't trust him if he woke me up, especially if he's that selfish. Like,
True.
Yeah.
I'm gonna murder you before you start hitting me or something. You know.
In all honesty, Justin, if you were in the same position, would you have woken up a female or would you have woken up a dude to be like your new best friend?
I wouldn't be able to ruin someone's life like that.
But if you did,
I would draw a face on my hand.
you'd go full Tom Hanks.
I'd be like, yeah, full Tom Hanks. Like, hey, hand, yes, I would like to do you now. Maybe
Fair
I
enough.
could even scope out the chicks in the pods, you
Yeah.
know, and take care of business.
Yeah, I guess that's possible.
I mean, that's better than waking them up.
Now, if you open their pod, do they wake up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why would you open their pod if they weren't gonna wake up?
I mean, if you're already standing over them fucking jerking off, you know, you're not too far off from doing other shit to
Getting
basically
into
a
Chris
corpse.
Pratt territory here.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, if they're not going to
No,
wake,
Jerry.
if they're not going to wake up, you know,
No.
draw a face on their fucking
You
hand.
took
you
it
know?
to a really bad level, buddy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I took it there. I'm just saying I'm
You
going
took
off
it
Chris
there.
Pratt. I was possessed by Chris Pratt there for a minute.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, if you killed them, then you could just have sex with the corpse.
True.
Yeah. Why stop at raping a coma patient?
That's Technically, that's what it would be. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so gross, man.
I mean, you wouldn't have to technically rape them. Like I said, you just draw a fucking hand on their, or draw a face on their hand, you know. Like you said you were going to draw a face on your hand, just draw a face on their hand.
You know, there was that bartender.
Or just use their hand, period.
I mean, the bartender had a mouth.
Yeah.
So that could have solved the problem.
The bartender was a robot or something, wasn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
But he had a mouth.
Did he have hands?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a bartender. You got to have hands, right?
Hands and a mouth, man. We're good.
Yeah. But it was a male bartender, right?
Yeah.
Would it be gay if you fucked a male robot? It was just from the waist up, right?
Does it matter at that point? You're Tom Hanks on a fucking island with no hope.
You're already talking to yourself and
Yeah.
making love to your hand.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd fuck a robot, you know.
All right, I'm gonna keep you away from coma patients and robots now.
Man, if you're ever like in a coma, I promise I won't come visit you, man. just out of respect, I won't do that.
Yeah, just put my hands under my body. I'll wake up and it'll be all fucking messy.
Yeah.
Like, oh fuck, he
Like-
did it.
Like, oh no.
You got me.
Yeah. I don't know if I could be able to contain myself now. I'd probably have to come visit you like 2 or 3 times a week. Yeah. Hey, just in case, will you like lotion your hands up really good every day?
Yeah, I'll get them all moisturized.
Okay, good. I don't want to have to, go in and do a bunch of work just to. Okay, so more time travel stuff here.
That's all I got, man. I mean, there's a whole shit ton of movies out there with time travel. Those are the ones that I quickly did before I came over.
But what about the grandfather
Looper.
paradox?
Do you
Looper.
remember
Yeah.
Looper?
I remember that with was it Joseph Gordon-Levitt or some shit and Bruce Willis?
Yeah. That was a weird one.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah. He ended up killing himself too, right?
Technically, I believe
he was
did.
a hitman.
Yeah.
But yeah, the big thing was his were if he's fighting himself, like a earlier version of himself, like the memories would pop into his head.
Yeah.
Like as he fought. That was kind of a cool rendition.
That was kind of like Tenet kind of did that too, because there's one scene you don't know it when the first time you watch it, or earlier in the movie when you watch it, you don't realize he's fighting himself, but later on in the movie you realize, oh, he's actually fighting himself right now.
Oh.
Well, he's not. No, I take that back. He's not actually fighting himself. He's fighting the other guy. Yeah. H.G. Wells' The Time Machine was the OG time traveling book / movie.
Oh yeah.
Stay away from my Roomba. Mouth plus alcohol, no rules.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the Chris Pratt.
Well, they got 80 years in their hands, yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah, the other thing about Tenet, the reason that they can't interact with themselves, that's why they got to get all in that garb, is because if they touch themselves, they annihilate.
The time cop theory, if you touch yourself,
you annihilate.
You can't, the same matter can't occupy the same space at the same time. So you basically like implode or whatever.
Well, I think for the Tenet, it was based on the positron and electron.
Right.
So when you're going in reverse, all your electrons are positrons.
It would like equal itself out or
yeah,
balance
and then
itself.
they would collapse and you'd fucking blow up.
Right. That
Yeah.
makes sense, yeah. Time Cop, I mentioned that. That was another good time travel movie. Did you ever see that?
Which one?
Time Cop with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Mm-mm.
It was a good one. It was a good one. It was one of those ones where...
Isn't he in jail?
Jean-Claude? No.
I thought he went to jail for tax. No, that
was
was
Wesley Snipes. Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, except he's not in
different
jail.
parade.
I don't think he did tax evasion or anything.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jean-Claude's ever been like arrested for anything or ever went to jail for anything.
He seems like the type.
He seemed kind of rapey, kind of
a little rapey.
Chris Pratty.
Yeah,
He
Chris Pratt.
looks like the kind of guy that would, open up your pod and fuck the shit out of you, and then just let you, be miserable.
Man, that would be so scary.
Waking up out of a pod, that would be scary. Because you'd be thinking, oh fuck, we're here, this is it, let's do it, and then you're like, oh fuck, it's just Chris Pratt. At least the guy's got abs, I'll give him that.
Does he still, or
I mean, he fluctuates, but I'm pretty sure he
Is-
had abs in that movie.
Would you find Chris Pratt interesting?
I don't know.
He's not a Ryan Reynolds.
No, he's not as.
If
funny.
I had to pick between Chris Pratt and Ryan Reynolds, it'd be Ryan Reynolds all
Yeah.
Oh
day.
yeah.
I'd
Ryan
fucking
Reynolds.
crack his pod first off.
And
yeah.
he's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good looking. And
He'd probably
funny.
be like, you know what? That was a dick move, but I see why you did it. You know.
Yep.
I can go for that. Oh,
Why
we
does
got
it say
we got
show
one
hide?
that's blocked here.
Man, what did he say?
He used the word fucking.
Oh,
Fucking seashells, man.
fucking.
Oh, Judge Dredd, yeah. But that's Judge Dredd. No, he's thinking the seashells. That's fucking Demolition Man. That's not really time travel either. Judge Dredd, also not a
Well,
time travel movie. I
It
would
kind of
say.
is because that can be considered time travel.
I mean, it could be.
hibernation.
Well, cryogenics
Yeah, so you.
Technically, yeah.
I mean, the state of your body.
stays the same.
Yeah, it evolves slower than
Yeah.
everything else. I would say that's a form of time travel.
If somebody came to you and was like, "Look, we have perfected the cryogenic process. We can freeze your body and thaw you out 100%.
First thing I would ask is, where's Jerry?
and can he unthaw me?"
Yeah.
I mean, in all honesty, you just have to say, "Okay, freeze my body, but leave my hand out of the cube." You know, that's all I'd ask. Just leave your hand out of the cube.
Yeah, I'd wake up with a really old hand,
All
Be
sticky
weird.
and crusty.
sticky and well, you'd wash it, right?
Uh,
At
prob-
least wash it before you use it.
the last time that I used it, I wouldn't wash it. Or I'll take that back because I don't know when the last time I would use it would be. I would just leave it dirty and then clean it before I used it again.
So that's the
Just
dry,
so you would know.
the dryer lint method.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
when you use the dryer, you always
You always clean it before you use it.
yeah
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I coined that phrase.
I like
the
that.
dryer lint method.
That's good. You just now came up with that?
No,
Okay.
no, I stole it from someone.
Oh,
I
so
can't
you
say their
didn't come
name.
up with it at all then?
No, but I felt clever saying it.
Okay.
So-
Why can't you say their name, man? Because they'll be mad that you fucking
No, it's-
robbed their shit.
It's privacy.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Fair enough.
The whole world's watching, like all 30 of them.
Technically, there's 4 people watching.
Oh,
right now.
four, all 4 of them. Got to watch out.
Let's see. The Christmas Carol, The Ghost of Christmas Past, or better yet, Scrooged. Yeah.
The
It-
Dank Crusader. You're from California?
Yeah. He's in L.A.
Crazy.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I'm still trying to plan my trip to be out there next month. So I'll have to look you up somehow. Email me or something, bro. We gotta hook up while I'm out there. If I'm lucky enough to get out there. Fingers crossed. I'm fucking trying to plan it. We'll figure it out.
See if you can hitch a ride on SpaceX.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be like the whole interstellar thing, and I can like get close to a black hole and then like send information back.
Yeah.
You
You
know.
don't want to be the guy left on the ship. He waited like, what was it, like 40 or 60 years for them to come back? He
Yeah,
was
the black
by
guy.
himself. There was no cryogenically frozen hotties
There
for
was
him.
there
to,
was no pods to crack or
no,
nothing.
it was just him and his books.
He still
Oh.
made it. I don't know how, but he did it. Yeah, it was 20 years.
That's a long
Man,
ass
could you
time.
imagine losing 20 years? I
don't
couldn't
know.
imagine being in jail for 20 years.
Really?
Yeah. That'd be like time travel too.
At least you wouldn't have to wake nobody up. You know.
Oh yeah, why
out of
don't
their
we do
pod,
a
yeah.
show with Dank?
I'd do a show with Dank.
You down, Dank?
Yeah. He doesn't do social media, so I couldn't
I don't either.
I couldn't like Facebook call him or anything. We'd have to like,
Man, me and Dank,
you know.
we're like, jiving here. He doesn't
Yeah.
do social media. Social media is the devil.
It pretty much is, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever
I got rid of my LinkedIn.
Oh, you
got
got rid of
rid
LinkedIn too? That's like
Yeah.
the professional social media though.
Yeah, supposedly until it started looking like fucking Facebook with the wall and all that.
Everything wants to look like Facebook.
It was garbage.
Were you on MySpace?
He said he'd call in sometime.
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
Yeah, I was on MySpace for like a minute.
Just a minute.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was all about it. I had like the custom fucking backgrounds and
Yeah.
the song that would come up when you loaded my page and stuff. I couldn't tell you what the song was at this point, but
Do you have MySpace?
yeah.
No.
Or not MySpace, sorry, Facebook?
No.
You gave it up too?
Yeah. I haven't. I made a page when I was like 11 for the library, and I never touched it. So.
For the library?
It's just like, it's such a liability.
Yeah.
Like, you just put your information out free. You're like, oh yeah, let me sell all my personal information.
Well, especially with me having been so young, I knew I was going to post embarrassing things and go through phases I didn't want people to know
yeah.
about.
I feel so sorry for this generation.
But you guys do have cell phones, right?
Mhm.
So you're already putting your info out there. It's already listening to you.
Yeah, but
You
it's
know.
not my friends and family seeing my angsty, like, weeaboo phases. And,
True.
Like, my parents see it, but they don't know the depths of it. They don't know my private ... thoughts, you know.
She's
so.
very
Gotcha.
private for the record. I don't know if I know the real Stevie. She's probably crazy and drunk.
Mm.
Which could be. The few times I've hung out with Stevie, she's been pretty cool.
Yeah, she's a cool
Yeah.
person.
Yeah. I think the one time she was trying to get me drunk. She was like, yeah, crack open another one. And I was just like, okay. And then she was like, I think I'll have another one too. Then I was like, man, I really need to stop talking. I'm getting a little loopy here. She's like, oh, I'm fine. Keep drinking. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah.
She kind of reminded me of Chris Pratt, you know, in a weird way.
A little rapey.
Yeah. Kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as it's the movie where he has the pet velociraptors, it's fine.
Yeah. Anybody that has like a pet velociraptor could, you know, wake me up out of a pod any day. Unless their whole goal was to like feed me to the velociraptor, then probably no.
As long as it's not like weird guys with ferrets. If it's a cool guy with a ferret, whatever.
I don't know what a ferret has to do with anything.
Like, you know those creepy people who like have exotic pets?
And
And
they
at
ha-
first you're like, oh, that's so cool. And they're like, and you're like, oh no, never
Yeah.
mind.
And most of the time it's somebody with a ferret.
Sometimes.
Or you see them at like the fair and they're like got a ferret running up their fucking arm and shit.
And that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
It's a fine
But is it
line.
really that awesome though?
It's a fine line. If he's wearing a fedora,
Oh,
it's a no-go.
yeah. Anybody who wears a fedora, it's a no-go. If I wake up out of my pod and some son of a bitch is wearing a fedora, I'm fucking out.
At
What
least
about
he'll tip his
What
hat.
about a newsie?
What's a newsie?
Like a gun, Uzi?
No, newsie.
Oh, a newsie. Well, that's
Yeah.
kind of like a fedora.
If they wear a
not really.
hat, I don't really trust them.
True.
Men with hats. Ooh.
Unless it's a backwards hat.
I was gonna say if it's a backwards hat, then you know you always run the risk of it being Fred Durst, and I'm all about that.
Who's
so.
Fred Durst?
Yeah, you youngins, I swear. He's the lead singer of Limp Bizkit.
Mm.
Yeah,
Limp Bizkit.
yeah,
Yeah, so I sent a link I was making a joke to my dad.
yeah. Is he watching?
I don't know. But anyway, I said, hey, it's kind of like, it's not a cam or webcam girl video. And he said, send me a link. And I sent him a link to the show, and he's like,
Yeah.
I meant the cam girl.
I mean,
it was funny.
If he's watching, I'll take my shirt off for him.
Yeah,
You know,
do it.
if he's watching, he's got a comment though. I gotta know.
You're gonna show skin for views.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll totally do that.
Monetize the shit.
Long time ago. I'm trying to think of when it was. Back in, I forget when it was, but we did an all topless show.
Did you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
wasn't too bad.
You and Dusty.
It was me, Dusty, my buddy Bruce, and we actually had a female on too. It was her idea.
Really?
So this is back before we did the video thing.
Hmm.
So
Oh, before video.
yeah, this is before we did video.
So she just wanted to make you guys feel awkward.
pretty much, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Eyes up here, buddy.
to be fair, it was nothing new to me. So
Oh, you'd seen boobies before?
oh yeah, her specifically, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was old hat. It wasn't like, oh yeah, better get my Chris Pratt hand ready, you know. But yeah, it was fun. A little awkward.
So,
Not really for me, but just saying.
did you want to run the show next week?
Yeah.
Sure.
What kind of topic you gonna pick?
Yeah.
I don't know, honestly.
Murders.
I like murders. I like cartoons, and I like Japanese cartoons, and that's pretty much it. So I'll pick one of those.
Okay. So next week, tune in.
Murder.
I'm all about the murder thing.
Did you guys? I know Mom saw. There's this guy who was like, I think it was Sweden. The Swedish Elon Musk. He like was like this crazy inventor. He invented all this stuff. Super smart. He like made his own submarine. Invited this journalist to come like interview him on the submarine. Well, she had reached out to him. So they went down in public in the submarine. He came back. She wasn't there. He had raped and murdered her in the submarine and thought he could get away with it.
Like,
But you say
There
he,
would be, like,
publicly went down in there?
Yeah, like it was recorded them getting in the submarine and going down. He was a famous person.
How did he try to explain her not coming out?
it's like, oh, she got off at the last exit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he dropped her off somewhere else.
But where was her body? Did he dispose of it?
It washed up on the shore, I think.
Well,
He like chopped her up and everything. So
Holy shit. What a dumb.
you would think a shark would have ate her.
I guess if
something.
you get too rich, you lose all sight of common sense.
yeah.
You just think, I've got all the money, I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Pretty
And
much.
sharks don't like the
Yeah.
taste of humans. So
Really?
yeah.
Did a shark tell you that?
No, but they've done research
Then why are there so many shark attacks?
because they think that they don't have good eyesight, and looking up at people on surfboards, they look like seals or orcas or something like that.
Yeah. Tasty.
So they take a bite and then they realize that you don't taste good and they try to leave.
It's because we eat all that shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
and sunscreen. It messes up their senses with their smell and all that.
So Dank said, was that Toby doing the training day review? No, that was not Toby. That was Chubbs. Chubby Friendly. Better
Chubby
known
friendly.
as. Yeah. Because he's not slim and he's not shady. He's a little chubby and he's really friendly.
Stevie,
let's
do
see.
you know about all the Delphi, Indiana murders?
I've heard of them, but I can't.
Recall him.
I listened to so many murders that they kind of blend together.
That's true. You got your favorite podcast. Do you still listen to that one?
I listened to My Favorite Murder, and I also listened to The Murder Squad, which is Paul Holes, the guy who's basically the face of Catching the Golden State Killer.
Hold on. Did you say his name is Paul Holes?
Yep, Paul Holes.
I'm waking that dude up out of the pod. That's the dude.
He is very interesting.
You wouldn't name yourself that if you didn't want it.
Exactly.
There was a Twitter.
Fucker was asking for it.
There was a Twitter hashtag called Hot for Holes for a while. So
Nice.
yeah, he's pretty cool. And then an investigative journalist named Billy Jensen. They work for Exactly Right Media, which is My Favorite Murders, whatever. And they're two professionals. They talk about cases every week. And basically, they tell you cases that you can help with, whether it's like identifying people in photos or like asking around for like missing people and stuff like that.
Right.
And they will do like interviews with people who actually know what the case is about, and it's pretty cool.
Okay.
You know, murders really isn't my thing, but I could see checking that one out.
Yeah. Like, My Favorite Murder is good because they're funny and they're women, and I hate listening to men talk all the time. But
If that's the case, then why do you not talk on this show? You could just
I'm hearing
you
my
could just
own
shut.
thoughts.
You could just shut us up.
you guys are like, ooh, movies, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I wonder what my microwave would sound like if blah, 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 you know. But
You know, the women talk is what turned me off of My Favorite Murder.
I know, because you're a man.
I know. Well, they just started. They started a whole for like 15 minutes. They talked about purses and shit.
Yeah,
was
I
like,
get that. I hated when they would talk in the beginning. I was like, get to the murder. And now I'm like so starved for connection that I'm like, yes, Karen, tell me about your Sleep Number mattress. But yeah, it's refreshing though, because you hear a lot of people like that chapter and all those people on YouTube, they talk about murders and stuff. And then you actually hear professionals and you'll hear someone, he'll be like, so Paul, tell us how this works. And he'll be like, well, from the perspective of the police department, blah, blah, blah. And when you take this genetic information, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh my God, you're so smart.
Sounds like interesting. So
Yes.
I
Lot
think
to look forward to.
if we're going to be talking about murderers and stuff next week, I'll try to line us up a jailhouse call from like a murderer.
That's okay.
Are you
I don't
sure?
like murderers.
Well, I mean, we could get their perspective.
No, I don't give a
Yeah.
shit what they think. They're just
Yeah.
assholes. Like the Ted Bundy tapes on Netflix, I've never looked at that because I
Right.
don't care about Ted Bundy.
Right.
He sucks and he's stupid.
Yeah,
right.
He
but we could
definitely
learn a lot from him, though.
No, what are we
No.
gonna learn? They're just selfish assholes, and they get hard when they murder people. That's it.
But I'm saying, like, we can study their behavior, kind of like the FBI profilers
why?
do.
They're like such a small percentage of the population. Like, what good would it do?
They could save lives.
Yeah, but we already have the information. We don't need to call someone from a jail and ask them why they did it. Like, we already know.
Yeah, they shouldn't get famed from it.
I'm
I'm agreeing with you.
You do realize I was, like, totally kidding, right?
No, but I'm
You
totally
didn't seem
serious.
like it.
Well, that's the point.
You don't say stuff like that.
No, but like hard opinion, I do not give a shit about murderers.
Right.
Like, I listen to it because it's fascinating, and from my perspective, it is good to identify the signs of like creepy people and serial killers.
Right.
But I only care about their behavior. I don't care about their thoughts or who they are as people.
But their thoughts kind of dictate their behavior.
Their
Really?
behavior is what I'm interested in keeping
Right.
myself and others safe. Their inward thoughts, they can keep to themselves. I don't care why they want to murder me with a machete, but they do. So I'm going to watch out for how they walk and how they talk to me so I can run away.
But if you ever got close to a black hole and you knew why they wanted to kill you, you could always send that information back and save yourself.
Black holes would make you go in the future. You got it backwards.
Yeah, but you would like be able to send the information. Like Interstellar, did they send the information back?
Oh, that was because
Yeah, see?
whatever the future humans made a tesseract so that he could send it. No, you're off base.
I was trying to tie it all together. Fuck you guys. I was doing my best here, trying to go full circle. He said, fuck it up.
Circle.
She is her mother. She is her baby. She is her murderer. Closed loop. Good
Yeah.
show.
I will have to check that
Public
out.
service announcement.
Yeah.
Do not watch Predestination.
I think I'm gonna watch it anyway,
Yeah.
just because I already
I
know.
figured you would.
Yeah,
It's a train wreck.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah,
have to
there's
look it
like
up, though.
hints throughout the whole thing. Like the guy's talking to the man who's used to be a hermaphrodite, and the guy's like something. He's like, "Oh, so do your nuts work?" And he's like, "Yep, should work. Blah blah blah. Pretty soon." And it's like, "Oh no."
I would think though, if I was a hermaphrodite, that the penis would be the first thing to like burn up in a fire, just because it's more out there, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. I don't remember exactly why they used the penis instead.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, they could probably just use other tissue to make the penis, right?
Oh yeah.
But I thought,
Yeah,
thought he
so
already
maybe
had
it
it.
got burnt out,
Oh yeah,
and then
that's true.
they were like, "Oh, you can you can keep your, I don't know, your balls."
But I mean, even then though, it would still probably be easier to just say, yeah, you might not have like the outer workings of a vagina,
What's
but
the
your
point? then,
your
buddy?
innards, would still be there. I don't know.
She'd lose the clit, and all the good stuff.
Maybe they looked at it that way,
Yeah, like
as well, we can reconstruct your penis, but the clit, we can never find it. So
Well,
they couldn't
maybe
find it. Yeah.
they were like, "You can have only one or the other," and she was like, "I don't want a period. Take out my ovaries."
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
but if they took out her ovary, well, I
Yeah.
don't know.
I could buy that one too.
Yeah, I guess so. But aren't ovaries just underdeveloped testicles?
They hurt.
Ovaries hurt?
No, sorry, the uterus. That's what you wouldn't want.
Touche.
Because it's the uterine lining that's falling out of you. So
Yeah.
Mm.
Good to know.
That's that sneaky little uterus that floats around and makes women crazy, right?
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, and we talked about it with so and so, but like your uterus can actually fall out.
Oh yeah.
Like it can like actually fall out.
And it hurts really bad, but yeah, it can just fall out.
Like dropping your handbag.
Really? Wouldn't that
I don't know.
wouldn't that have to cause like the cervix to open up and just like it would just fall out?
It can happen.
It'd be like giving birth, wouldn't it?
It would hurt.
You'd have to
really
like
bad.
be dilated and
Well, I
all
don't
that.
know if it like drops out of you all the way, but it does. It can just fall.
kind of like a prolapsed anus.
I don't know.
What does that mean?
Prolapsed anus is like when your butthole
Comes out.
comes out.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like an Audi?
Yeah. Or the pink sock.
It would look like the alien's tongue,
Kind of, yeah.
except it deposits.
Would it be a
poop.
tongue or like a secondary mouth? I
Yeah,
know
it
what you're
was-
talking about,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
do they consider that a tongue in the
I don't
Alien
know, it
franchise?
looked like a tongue.
Yeah, I guess so.
So murders next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna talk some murders. Any?
Fuck
Are we
yeah.
gonna talk like just like broad spectrum, or are we just gonna pick like one?
I might not even talk about murders. I might talk about something totally uninteresting, and you guys can sit and nod the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as you do the talking, I'm down.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
down for that. I'm
I'm down
excited.
too.
I'll bring some popcorn. Nah,
So you can
popcorn.
crunch into the mic the
Yeah, I
whole
was gonna
time?
say that would just be bad. That'd
Gummy
be bad.
worms.
There you go.
So we had a lady that worked at the video store that she was out because her uterus fell. Interesting.
I
Really?
did. This is why I don't have Facebook. When I was younger, I wanted to know if you could if it was theoretically possible for someone to plunge themselves with a plunger, right?
In the vagina?
No, in the butthole.
Oh, okay.
And get the poop out.
Yeah, I was wondering if you could do that, or if anyone's ever tried. So I looked it up, and I didn't get what I wanted. But I did find a short story written by this guy, and thankfully it wasn't true. But it was about this kid and all the ways to jerk off. And he would it's called pearl diving or something.
yeah.
He would jerk off in the pool.
What the
And
fuck? Did I
Are
hear
you,
that?
are you talking about the Chuck
you tell me
Palahniuk
that one?
guts story?
I don't know. The one, where he's in
Yeah.
the pool and then
Yeah.
it starts sucking out his insides.
Yeah.
And
he has to cut his fucking butthole
he
to get out.
ate
Yeah.
it. He
Yeah, he
bit
had to
it
chew
off.
through it, yeah.
And then his sister got pregnant after swimming in the swimming pool.
Was that was a Chuck Palahniuk?
Chuck Palahniuk? I've got the book. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Was it
looked
a
it up
story
after
within a
Eden was
story?
talking about it. Yeah, it's like a bunch of short stories. Yeah.
I read that too.
Yeah. Called
crazy.
Haunted.
Were
I
we
believe.
all looking up butthole plunging or what?
No, I don't
No.
remember. I liked Chuck Palahniuk. back
I like
in the
Chuck
day.
Palahniuk too. And then Eden was talking about that story, and I was like, "Wow, that sounds really fucked up. I'm gonna get that book." So I did.
Didn't he have to chew his intestines?
It was
His-
coming out
his
of his
butthole,
butt,
yeah.
and
So
he had to
grab it and chew
chew
it.
it.
You had to
Oh.
pull it out long enough to reach his mouth.
And that is a survival instinct.
True that. True that. Would you rather have to do that or have Chris Pratt wake you up out of a pod?
Chris Pratt all the way.
Yeah. Chris Pratt's got abs. But okay, I think that is going to be our time this week. What happened to keeping us at 30 minutes? We're back at an hour.
Oh, I just let it happen this
Oh,
time.
okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
It was good. I liked it. Do you guys want to keep going?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
You tired of talking about chewing buttholes and stuff like that? That's okay. I get it. But all right. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I'm not going to scream anymore.
You can do
Why?
it next time, just
I can.
yeah. I
Pick
mean,
up-
it's your
pick-
house.
Yeah,
Stevie,
but
pick up your uterus. God damn.
stuff it back in there and fucking
Yeah.
let's go. But yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you like us, tell a friend. If you hate us, tell 10 friends. Send us an email. Call us or something. Well, I don't have the phone thing back up. But if you got something you want to say, and you're not obviously in the chat group right now, where you can tell us whatever you want anyway, send us an email. KYHBB.com @gmail.com. And like I said, I am working on getting the website back up and going. Justin has enlightened me to a few things here that are a lot cheaper than my previous options. So we're going to go that route. I already said like, share, subscribe. And am I forgetting something?
Be careful how
murders.
you eat ass.
Possibly
Yeah.
murders from Stevie next week.
Yeah, possibly murders or cartoons or Japanese. What'd you say? Something about Japanese, didn't you?
Japanese cartoons.
Japanese cartoons. Yeah, if you talk about Japanese cartoons, I have nothing. I don't watch Japanese cartoons, so it's okay. Do you watch Japanese cartoons?
No.
Okay. So maybe we'll play cards or something next week when she's talking Japanese cartoons, possibly.
I mean, I could talk them.
Okay.
I mean, I did watch them in the past. I just can't get into it now.
Yeah. Is it the animation? That's what gets me.
The anime?
Yeah. That's what gets me.
It's the plot for a lot of them. It's just
Really?
not.
Yeah, it's not all there.
I will.
Anyway,
I
we were
will say.
signing off, I think.
Yeah, we were.
Let's take this offline.
Okay. All right. I'm your host, Jerry Saylor.
I'm Sir Mix-a-Lot fan 420.
I'm Justin.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Stay sober, Toby.